Hey guys! Today I'm going to share with you my high protein, energizing, heart healthy smoothie recipe. But why high protein? Well, we tend to have smoothies in the morning, and what we eat in the morning sets us up for how we're going to feel the rest of our day. And we want to make sure we're fueling ourselves with something that's going to keep us satiated, which means it's going to keep us full, it's going to keep us energized, it will keep our blood sugar steady throughout the morning. You know, I am a smoothie lover through and through. I love starting my day off with a smoothie. It's gentle on my stomach, it's easy to drink, it's easy to go down. Now, my previous smoothie recipe, I would use cherries, blueberries, which are both lower glycemic, which are less likely to spike your blood sugar. I would use almond milk, a bunch of nuts and seeds, and it was delicious. I looked forward to it every single morning. Because I refuse to give up my smoothie, I have decided to give it a little bit of a makeover and add more protein to it, because I was noticing with the other smoothie that I was doing, I would feel satiated throughout the day and it would pretty much get me through till dinner. But I noticed after I ate dinner, which was the meal that I would tend to, include my protein for the day, that a couple hours later, I would just still have the urge to eat. I was still hungry. I wanted a little late night snack. I wanted a nightcap before going to bed at night so I could feel satiated and full, going to bed. But I realized this could be because I am under eating on protein in the earlier parts of my day, which is causing me to want to keep eating at night to kind of reach that threshold where my body feels, content. And the reality is that we need protein to do that, and so many of us are under eating on protein. A smoothie in the morning is a great place to get your protein in for the day, especially if you're not one to want to make like eggs or cook up like some meat in the morning. It's really hard to get protein in, and we definitely need that to start our day off. So I came up with this smoothie recipe and I wanted to share it with you guys because it makes me feel amazing. It has honestly changed my hunger hormones too. So I feel satiated throughout the day. I get to dinner, I have my dinner, I feel satiated at dinner. And you know what? The urge to eat afterwards is not as high. So I'm super excited to take you through a tour of the ingredients today, and we're gonna make this smoothie together. So let's do it. Okay, first, I have my raw goat's milk. Now, I do really well on goat's milk. Goat's milk is A2 dairy, which means it has A2 casein in it, which is less likely to cause inflammation in the body and immune reactions. So I do really well with goat's milk. I do even better with raw goat's milk because it doesn't go through the pasteurization process that kills off the enzymes in the milk, the natural enzymes that are there that actually help us digest the milk and absorb the nutrients that it contains. So I love raw milk because it's just a way more nutrient dense option. It has more bioavailable nutrition than pasteurized milk, and it contains things like calcium and phosphorus, and it's just an all-around amazing source of protein as well. So this half a cup will give us about 5 grams of protein. And next I'm going to add in my goat kefir. Now this is the probiotic portion of the smoothie. You want to make sure you're shaking it up real well. You can also do cow's milk kefir if that's more appealing to you. Make sure you're going for the plain variety because that won't have any added sugar like the flavored kinds tend to have. So I'll do some goat kefir for those lovely probiotics. For some protein as well, a 4-ounce serving is going to give us, again, about 5 grams of protein. It's a little thicker. It has kind of more of like a bitter taste. I'm a fan of it. Some people are not, but I highly recommend goat kefir and raw goat's milk, especially if you're sensitive to dairy, just to give it a try and see how you do, because it could be a much better option for you. Another thing about raw goat's milk real quick is that it also is really great for your immune system. So like I said, those enzymes and those nutrients that are more bioavailable, they help support our gut, they help support our immune health, and it also contains healthy fats like conjugated linoleic acid, which help promote metabolic health and insulin sensitivity, and fight off diseases like type 2 diabetes, which is like one of the #1 chronic diseases in America. Moving on, we have some whey protein. I really like this whey protein because it's clean. It doesn't have a ton of crazy ingredients. I would prefer a grass-fed protein isolate because that would have even less ingredients. But this was the best I could do for now because this is what my grocery store, the natural food store I shop at, had. And it's got 20 grams of protein in it and 1 gram of sugar and 4 ingredients. So that's pretty good. So 1 serving is 2 scoops. So we're gonna do 2 scoops. So we're already at about 30 grams of protein, which is not bad. Okay, next, this is gonna freak you guys out a little bit if you're not like in touch with your ancestral roots, but I promise you, you will not get salmonella if you're buying eggs that are a high quality source. So that would be pasture-raised or free range from a local farm near you. None of those conventional white Eggland's Best eggs. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna crack this egg and I'm going to just extract the yolk from it. And I'm gonna leave the egg white behind just because egg white actually inhibits the absorption, raw egg white, of biotin, and that is a B vitamin that's really important for our hair and our skin and our nails, and also for cell division. So I like to keep the egg white out and focus on just the raw egg yolk, and that'll give us about 3 grams of protein. Next, we're gonna do a tablespoon of hemp seeds, and there is about 5 grams of protein in 1 tablespoon of hemp seeds. Now, just a quick note that plant-based proteins like hemp seeds, like chia seeds, are not a super bioavailable form of protein. Our body has a harder time breaking that protein down, all of those amino acids that it contains, and digesting it and absorbing it and then sending it off, to where it needs to go in our body. It's just not as efficient at doing that. We want to focus on more bioavailable sources of protein, which would be, animal-based sources of protein, but you can get protein in from plants, absolutely. Just noticing that you're not going to get the full, complete amino acid profile that you would from animal foods. So it's good to have both, right? It's a good balance, and then you're covering all your bases for those essential amino acids. Next, I am going to put in a tablespoon of chia seeds. I'm not even gonna count the protein here. This is more for like the fiber component. Next, I have some cacao powder. I really, really love adding cacao powder because I love chocolate. I'm a chocolate gal. If you're not a chocolate person, you're probably crazy. No, I'm just kidding. If you're not a chocolate person, you can totally leave this stuff out, but I also love cacao powder because it is a source of magnesium. So we're gonna add a teaspoon of cacao powder. I should say a heaping teaspoon. And next, we're going to do one of my favorites, which is beetroot powder. And this is where the heart healthy component of the smoothie comes in, nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is this gaseous molecule that our body makes itself in order to dilate our blood vessels to allow for smooth blood flow and circulation. So our body is able to do that process itself, but when it's given precursors like what's in beetroot powder, it's able to enhance that process even more and enhance blood flow and circulation even more. So beetroot powder is going in. It also gives it a beautiful color, if you can see right there. And then we have maca. Maca is the energizing part of this smoothie. Here we go. I get the gelatinized form because it's easier to absorb. Maca is super energizing. It is a plant. It's one of those plants that they call a nootropic because it has a positive impact on our brain and the way that it functions. And this is going to enhance my mood. It's going to enhance my energy, my focus. So all things that I want first thing in the morning. finally, for some fruit, believe me, we are not forgetting fruit. And I'm gonna do some organic wild blueberries because they have like double the amount of antioxidants as conventional blueberries, and another heart healthy component of our smoothie. Adding those in there. Another really good hack that you can do for enhancing the texture of your smoothie and giving it that rich, creamy flavor that we all enjoy in a smoothie, you can add some frozen riced cauliflower and it'll help giving it that texture. This is probably about 3/4 of a cup, so I'm gonna add that in there. Now we have all of the ingredients together. I like to save the best for last, which for me is cacao nibs, because I'm a freak and I like a little bit of a crunchy crunch on top of my smoothie, and also a little bit of nut butter. If you like nut butter and want to include it in your smoothie, you 100% can add it in for this step, like about a tablespoon instead of doing it afterwards. But again, I'm a freak and I like to do it afterwards. So here we go, let's blend. After you give it the first mix, now it's time to add a couple of ice cubes, because this is just gonna make the texture even richer and creamier and nice and chilly and cold that we want our smoothie, especially in the summer months. I'm just gonna take a couple ice cubes, add it here in between our first and second little spin, and make that texture nice and creamy. Let's do that final step that I love, which is my beloved cacao nib. A little less than a tablespoon. And then I'm also going to take my peanut butter. So what I like to do is just kind of divide it up, which might look nasty, but this is what I do. So I told you guys, that's what I'm gonna be showing you. Not gonna count this towards any protein because it's pretty negligible. Give it one last little stir. All right, moment of truth. Let's give it a taste. Yum. There you have it. High protein, heart healthy, energizing smoothie. I should add that it's great for your gut health, and it's gonna keep you full and happy all day long. So please subscribe to this channel if you would like to hear more, and let me know what kind of recipes you'd like me to create, and I will food happy-ify all of them. So thank you guys so much. Cheers.